Welcome everyone to another edition of Play It Through, and on this edition it's the Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle, brought to us by Kemco. The Crazy Castle series has a bit of a crazy history for sure that we'll get a little bit more into as we get farther in. This game came out in 1989, but in Japan was released for the Famicom Disc System as a Roger Rabbit game. But because Capcom already had the rights to Roger Rabbit in North America, it came out as the Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle here in North America. Also, changing up, of course, because of this, is the characters and enemies that we deal with, as well as the plot, which in Roger Rabbit has you rescuing Jessica Rabbit, of course, while in this version we're rescuing Bugs Bunny's girlfriend, Honey Bunny. The game is a mix of puzzle platforming. Playing as Bugs Bunny, you think you'd be able to jump, but that's the one thing you're unable to do in this game. It's a lot of strategy and figuring out enemy patterns, paths, and the ways you're able to manipulate those enemies in order to get around them and gather all the items you need to complete each stage. In each one of the game's levels, you need to collect every one of the carrots to move on to the next stage. Every time you beat a level, you'll gain an extra life for completing the stage, as well as you gain a variety of different point amounts for taking out the game's various enemies via the weapons, whether it be dropping the crates or buckets, or using the giant fist to punch enemies, as well as just picking up everything. You'll gain a bunch of points as well. The game sadly doesn't have a battery backup, so it uses passwords, but there's a password for every level, and they're only 4 characters long, so very easy to get through this one. One thing that's also cool is if you have the Game Boy version, all the passwords work for the Game Boy version. Though interestingly enough, the Game Boy version has 20 more levels, and the passwords for those 20 extra levels do work on the NES. Some of them give you a few levels, while other ones give you glitched out stages. Just one of those interesting things about NES programming, I guess. There is a fair amount to go over in the game when it comes to enemy strategies, but you're seeing a lot of the same enemies throughout the entire game, so we'll have plenty of opportunity to kind of go into more detail with them. The key, though, to them is learning their patterns, what they're able to do, and once you know what enemies are capable of, you'll be able to get around them a lot easier. Moving bugs is a tad bit stiff. Left and right works, as well as actually up or down will also cause bugs to move. The staircases, the ones that are open doorways, you have to press down on, and the ones that have a little bit of a stair you have to press up on in order to use. One thing that's great about the staircases is if you're using one at the same time an enemy is, you just bypass them and it doesn't hurt you. We're going to be using this a ton to get around and manipulate enemies in order to use our weaponry sparingly and be able to complete the levels. Some stages you may have to do a little bit of a convoluted path, going to one side and then all the way to the other and then back again, but a lot of times doing this will allow the AI to kind of get out of your way, so you'll be able to actually get to those hard-to-reach carrots. There are plenty of times in this game that if you don't do things correctly, you'll get stuck in a corner with no way for the enemy to get out of your way before they end up running into you, or they'll just stand still until you make a move, in which case you'll run into them. Now let's get a little bit into the actual enemies themselves. Learning what they're able to do was essential for me kind of figuring out exactly how to approach the game and the levels. Some enemies are a bit scarier and more of a nuisance than others. You've probably noticed there are multiple colored Sylvesters. In the Famicom Disc System version of the game, since it was based off Roger Rabbit, they had different enemies to use, such as the Weasels, or Bongo the Gorilla, the bouncer at the Ink and Paint Club. The simplest of these enemies is the Gray Sylvester. Now, the Gray Sylvester doesn't stop moving, it cannot ignore any of the doorways, it cannot ignore any of the staircases, it will automatically go up, it won't be able to go under any of the staircases. So, whenever you see a Gray Sylvester, you'll always know it's going to use a doorway, or in some levels when we get to the pipes, it'll automatically use the pipes no matter what, and it's going to keep heading upwards. While the Green Sylvesters will be able to go up the staircases as well as being able to go back down. The Gray Sylvesters can't go down the staircases to meet you. While the green ones can ignore pipes and staircases, a lot of times they don't, and in fact we'll notice throughout the game The green Sylvesters like to consistently keep going in and out of the same pipe or in and out of the same doorway. This will keep them busy a lot of the time, so you'll be able to kind of just manipulate them, get around them, or just keep going through the doorway that they're using as well to kind of get through things. One of the most useful items to use in the game is the invisible ink. Anytime you're able to find that, you become invulnerable for a few moments as you're flashing, and you can run through enemies and defeat them, defeating multiple enemies potentially if you're able to hit them before you stop flashing. It doesn't last long, so you always have to use it strategically, but if you do so, it can really come in handy. Now we're starting to get into the levels with the pipes. As you can see, when you go into a pipe, it's going to take you all the way automatically to wherever that pipe goes. Some pipes only go a little bit, and other pipes will go the entire length of the level. But because of this, you can use that to manipulate a lot of the enemies. For example, I just wait on this right side till eventually the Sylvester moves out of my way so I can continue back over to that left side. The hardest of the Sylvesters, the pink Sylvester, has a little bit of a trickier dynamic. It's able to stop sometimes. After walking for just a little bit, it'll sometimes come to a stop and you'll have to keep moving in order to get it to keep moving. One thing to keep in mind with the pink Sylvesters is they cannot go down staircases, down the pipes, or down the doorways. They can only go up. So that means the only Sylvester that can potentially chase you down by going down through the doorways or pipes is the green ones. As for the other enemies, Yosemite Sam and Wile E. Coyote pretty much work identical to one another. They can go down like the regular level staircases, they can fall down platforms and stuff, but they can't chase you by going up pipes or going through the doorways of any kind. Once they're on a bottom platform or something, they're stuck there. However, they don't stop moving. Daffy Duck is similar, but he is able to come to a stop, and because Daffy does sometimes stop, you're able to kind of get around him sometimes, maybe get through a doorway by just sneaking past him, so we don't always have to worry about Daffy in some levels. While some of the early levels give you enough ammunition, whether it be the ton weights or crates or whatever, as well as boxing gloves, invisible ink, other levels won't give you enough to defeat every enemy, so that's why it's essential to learn which enemies you'll be able to get around and which ones you're going to have to take out in each one of the levels. So for this level, we're going to head all the way over to the right, grabbing the boxing glove and the carrot in that right corner. This leaves that ink well for the last thing we're potentially going to end up getting. By the time we get all the way to the right and come back, as you've noticed, these enemies have made their way downwards, and I'm able to get around them without having to deal with them. Grab this carrot, and we're going to head up just to grab this one real quick, drop back down and go up. One thing that's cool about pushing the items like the crates, if an enemy is in your way when you push it, you do defeat them as well. You don't just have to drop it from a height in order to defeat them. Also, with the boxing gloves, another thing to keep in mind with them is, when you fire them out, they keep going till they hit the wall. When they hit that wall, they then fall downwards, and if they hit an enemy while falling down, they still defeat them, so that's something to keep in mind when trying to strategically use your weaponry in the right moments. This level, we're going to start heading up and go all the way into the upper right corner. We're going to grab that boxing glove. As you can see, Yosemite Sam and Sylvester coming our way. We're going to instead of dealing with them, go up here, and this will allow us to take out this Sylvester, grab another one, the boxing gloves, and then we're going to go back up. You can decide to go through the bottom path at this point, probably be able to still complete the level, but by the time we get back over here, Yosemite Sam's downwards, the Gray Sylvester's up, so if we have to defeat one of these guys, we can, but we're not going to be able to defeat both of them, so make sure that Sylvester is probably going to be the one away from you, and you will use that boxing glove on Yosemite Sam if need be. As the next level begins, I'm going to wait a moment after grabbing the first carrot for this green Sylvester to start making his way towards me. At the same time, I'm waiting for that gray Sylvester just to manipulate himself enough so I can get up and quickly run to the left. This gives me a nice advantage early on. These Sylvesters are kind of chasing me, and they're not going to be able to catch up for the rest of this stage. One trouble spot is right here with this Yosemite Sam. He can sometimes get in the way and chase you a little bit, so try to get out of his path and get around him to get up, and then you can grab the last few items. If you need it, you can get up the staircase and grab that boxing glove and go back to use it on one of the Sylvesters if it's kind of like cornering you or something, but usually I don't even have to use it in that level. For the next stage, we're going to start immediately by heading on over to the left, grabbing the boxing glove, and then getting the 2 carrots in the left corner there. go down the staircase here, because we're not going to let the Sylvester try to see us, really. We try to get around him as much as possible, grabbing those carrots and then getting away from him. This is the last carrot that we need on the bottom portion, so go back up to the top floor and head on over to the right side. Now you can just easily fall down the last couple of platforms and grab the last few carrots. One of the things I found most interesting about Crazy Castle is the just ridiculous amounts of releases it's had, not only with Bugs Bunny being featured in most of them, but every one of the games that comes out has a different character or different things depending upon the region. For example, not only do we have the Roger Rabbit and Mickey Mouse versions for the original Crazy Castle, but we have Mickey Mouse 2 for Crazy Castle 2, as well as a game based off of Hugo the TV Troll. Later on, Bugs Bunny would even be replaced in Crazy Castle with Woody Woodpecker. This is one of those levels where you can use the invincibility ink very efficiently, taking out not one but 3 Sylvesters there, and then I can just easily grab the final carrots to complete this level. To continue with the crazy releases for Crazy Castle, the Mickey Mouse portion, since they converted Crazy Castle 1 and 2 also into Mickey Mouse 1 and 2, ended up spawning its own series with Mickey Mouse 3, 4, and 5, with 3 being Balloon Dreams. This game was not brought out in North America, but was converted in the Kid Clown and Nightmare World that ended up spawning its own series of games. The 4th Mickey Mouse game was the Labyrinth game that got converted into Garfield Labyrinth and the real Ghostbusters in some regions. Then you had Mickey Mouse 5 Magical Wand that thankfully was just Mickey Mouse 5 Magical Wand in every region. It's the only one of the 5 Mickey Mouse games that ended up being its own game in every region. Phew, I think that's the whole history there for Crazy Castles. I apologize if I missed any part of that, but I hope that kind of explains a little bit of the insane releases for this whole kind of franchise. This is one of those many rooms that going back and forth from the left to the right side will keep confusing the enemies, like the green Sylvester here that just keeps going through the pipe, and because of that we're able to just keep bypassing him and grab those last couple of carrots. Now this level is a bit fun. We're going to start off by going to the left and grabbing the carrot, then come back and grab the boxing glove. By the time you've done this, the green Sylvester will probably be down the stairs. I usually take out one of the 2 Sylvesters here, usually the green one. Then continue over to the left, grabbing the boxing glove, and then I need to wait a few moments. I'm basically just waiting for that right opportunity for the gray Sylvester to appear back on the screen, so I know he's heading my way. At that point, I'm going to drop down and take out Yosemite Sam and go through the pipe. Since I know where the gray Sylvester is, I don't have to worry about accidentally running into him when I head back over to the right here. Wait a moment for him to drop on down to the pipe here, and that way we can kind of get over, grab this carrot on the top platform, and then just easily get back down and grab that last carrot to finish the stage. As the next level begins, immediately go up the staircase and grab that first carrot by dropping down. By the time you do this, the Sylvester will kind of start making his way over to that right side. Just make sure he's out of the way before gathering up the rest of the carrots on the left side of that screen. Hopefully, the Sylvester at this point will have seen you and start chasing you down to the left. You'll then go to the right and have him chasing you back over there while you grab all the carrots in the middle of the stage. Around this time, you're going to have the other Sylvester on the opposite side of the room finally start making his way towards you. Just kind of manipulate your way through the doorways, just get around them, and then get to that right side of the screen to easily finish up the last few carrots. The next style level are some of my favorites. These ones go from bottom to top instead of just left to right. We're going to start off by immediately going through the doorway and grabbing the carrot. Then wait for the gray Sylvester to make its way over to the right and go through the doorway itself so that we can then go back down and grab the other items. However, we are going to wait a moment to grab the invisible ink and wait for this green Sylvester to make its way down. Trust me, he'll slowly do so. At this point, we're going to start heading up. The gray Sylvester that started at the very bottom will just keep going up, up, and up since it can't stop going through doors. The Wile E. Coyote, you will have to kind of manipulate a little bit by going around kind of back and forth around these doors as you can see. Then kind of head up, grab the next carrot, And you'll see this gray Sylvester at this point is kind of stuck on this top portion. This can be a little bit of a pain, but you should have the boxing glove to at least deal with one of the Sylvesters. Wait for the other one to get away from you. Since he can't go underneath those large staircases, you can hide underneath there safely. So just stay there, take out one Sylvester, wait for the other one to bypass, and then grab the final turret. For this level, we're going to start out immediately by going to the right and using the bucket to take out the green Sylvester. It's going to be more troublesome than the Yosemite Sam. Immediately get away from the Yosemite Sam and start heading upwards and work your way up into the upper left corner. The gray Sylvester may be chasing you down. Just make sure he's away from you a little bit before dropping down and going down that doorway and going to the right. We're going to use our item to take out the Yosemite Sam now and then go up the right side to finish up the last few carrots. The next level starts off a bit tricky. Immediately go and grab the first carrot right to the left and then jump down the pipe as fast as possible. Just hit right and go right down that pipe, in which case you'll avoid the gray Sylvester because he'll be in the pipe as well, and that pink one down there. Don't drop off the platform, instead keep going through the right pipes until you get all the way over to the far right side of the screen in that bottom right corner. This will allow you to grab this carrot as well as you can see that boxing glove that will be much needed. Go through the pipe up here. If there's no enemies around, there shouldn't be, grab that carrot and then head back over to the left. Now, the Yosemite Sam is really tricky and impossible pretty much to get through without using the boxing gloves, so use it, take out him, and then grab that carrot. Here we're going to wait a moment. You can see that pink Sylvester. We want to make sure that he's away a little bit before dropping down. Then manipulate him. Hopefully the gray Sylvester will go right through the pipe. If that green one's any nearby, he'll also go through the pipe. However, if any of them get in your way, you have that one boxing glove to use. Take out whichever of the Sylvester gets directly in your path and grab the final carrot. For the next level, we're going to start off by going through here and grabbing the invisible ink. If you want to wait for the green Sylvester, you can take it out using that, but I'm just going to skip it by dropping down and grabbing these carrots quickly. From that point, drop on down to the right side and go through the next couple of pipes with these carrots. Wait a moment for the gray Sylvester to get a little bit out of the way of the pipe so that you know you have a free chance to get through. Hopefully by all of this, either you've taken out the green Sylvester already, or it will have fallen down and start going through the pipe again on this left side. We're finally now, hopefully, going to have the gray Sylvester and the green one where we need them and go over to the right. Go down this pipe and we're going to grab ourselves the boxing glove and carrots. There is that other gray Sylvester. He can sometimes get in the way and be a very big nuisance. If he does get in the way, try to get to one of the pipes and just get away a little bit from him. There is the boxing glove. You can use that if need be to take him out, but that other one just kind of have to see where he is by the time you've finished up the left side. Unfortunately, there's no way to kind of pan the screen or see what's over to the right. You kind of just have to wait for the enemies to come to you or you to go to them. Now the next level is a lot of fun. As you can see, it's just doorways. Tons and tons of doorways. There's a couple of enemies, and we're basically just going to manipulate them. Keep getting around them back and forth by going through the various doorways. I'm going to get this green Sylvester all the way to the left side. This gives me the most opportunity to keep going through the doorways and grab up some carrots, able to get back to me. There is a gray Sylvester as well, a little bit easier to kind of deal with in some ways, and there is the giant safe that you can push and take out one of them if you want to, though usually I don't have to deal with any of the enemies. I can just kind of keep going through the doors and grab all the carrots. As we begin level number 22, one thing I haven't talked about if you've never played the game before that is very annoying about it and you have to kind of get used to, is anytime you drop off of a ledge, you automatically step one more step forward. This means if there's like a couple of platforms that's slightly larger than the other, you're going to bounce off one, then right off the other, and then down to the bottom. So you just keep on moving at least one step every time you drop at least one block. This not only can you use to your advantage sometimes for getting around things a little bit quicker, but also a lot of times comes as a disadvantage, as you may accidentally drop off of something, and while you wouldn't have stepped into the enemy had you not walked that extra step, that auto extra step takes you into peril. Once the green Sylvester, as you can see, is over here, he's pretty much just going to keep being occupied with the pipe and grab those last couple of carrots very easily here, though there is a boxing glove in case we did need it. The next level, we start off in the middle of the stage, and you can go either down or up first. I usually start off by going upwards. A little bit ways up, you're going to notice this green Sylvester. We're going to manipulate him to go off the left platform. You can easily do this by just standing whichever direction or side of the screen you want an enemy to go. Just stand there. Eventually, they're pretty much going to go that way, so you can get them to go off of ledges when you need them to. After grabbing a few of those carrots, you may notice that there's still one left up there. It's just easier to kind of now, from this point, go down and deal with a few other carrots at the bottom, take out Daffy if we need to using the invisibility ink, and then head back up. But at this point, the green Sylvester has slowly made its way down so that we can kind of bypass him and now just keep heading up. The gray Sylvesters will also keep doing the same. They're not going to chase you down since they will automatically just keep going up or trying to head up each new staircase. Pretty much what we just did in the last level, we're doing more of the same in this one, with it being a similar lineup, with us being in the middle to start off, and a bunch of kind of enemies spread out, some below and above us, with the Daffy once again being at the very bottom. It can be a bit difficult when I do the big drop during this level, as you can see to the right side. There are moments where I've landed on Daffy or Daffy has gotten to me. If you do it quickly, like I have, usually he's not there yet. So that's the only troublesome spot, but usually I found doing this way and getting back up those stairs quickly, using that last carrot on the left to be my final one so that I can just drop on down, made that level pretty easy most of the time. For the next stage, we're going to start off by going through the pipe, grab the invisibility ink, and take out Yosemite Sam here. There is going to be that green Sylvester chasing you, going through the pipe pretty much just consistently. Drop on down, grab one of the two carrots here, wait for the green Sylvester to kind of come down, and then we're going to go up and grab this next carrot. And you want to make sure that you wait for that gray Sylvester at the top to be on screen and away from the pipe before you go through it. I kind of jumped the gun there and it ended up almost costing me. I just barely got by there. The next level, there's a few ways to go about it. There's a safe way and the reckless way. I'm going to show you guys the reckless way, with the safe way being waiting to get this Daffy all the way over to the far left. It can be hard to manipulate him and move him all the way over to the left side of the screen. But if you're able to do so, you can drop that bucket on that first platform above you at the beginning, right on top of him. Instead, we're going to take the hard way by going through the right door here by waiting for Daffy to get into the far right corner. Keep manipulating him by going left and right just a few steps away, and you should be able to get up. Hopefully not at the same time the Sylvester is passing. Once we're up, we're going to quickly go to the middle platform and wait for the Sylvester, whether he's above us, below us, whatever, to kind of get out of our way so we can get back down and grab that carrot. Then go to the left and grab that carrot on the platform there before heading all the way to the top, and finally to the left and down these stairs to grab the last few carrots. The Daffy consistently gets in the way if you don't take him out with a bucket, so you can either try to just sneak past him like I did, or manipulate him all the way over so you can try to take him out. Either way, finally that level's done and we're moving to the next one. Immediately start by going up. Don't use the weight to take out the green Sylvester. The green Sylvester will just immediately go right up the stairs with the weight right there as you wait it in front of the doorway. Use the weight to take out the pink Sylvester, then continue to the right, grab the carrots on the bottom portion of the level while getting around Yosemite Sam. Get him to bypass you on the bottom and then go over him on the top to get to the right side and easily grab the last few carrots. As we begin the next level, you can grab an instant boxing glove as well as the first carrot, then go up the stairs and grab the next carrot before going up to the top right corner and grab that next carrot. Thankfully, you have another boxing glove over to the left, so now we have two in our ammo. Take out at least one of the Sylvesters here, then take out the pink one. This one's a little bit harder to get around. The green one we're going to be able to manipulate and maneuver around, so just use your 2 gloves on the gray and pink Sylvesters, and then just bypass the green one on the stairs, and grab the last 2 carrots. As we begin the next level, we're going to start off by dropping off the platforms to the right. Like I said, you automatically keep walking every time you land 1 step below, so easily uses those platforms kind of like a staircase to grab those few carrots. Work your way through the doorways to grab the punching bag, and then right here we're going to use the punching bag by punching the wall, and it'll drop down to take out the Daffy. You can try to go down the stairs and hit him, but it's much easier, safer just to launch the boxing glove and hit him from above. There is a pink Sylvester on the left side, but we're just going to manipulate around him, use the doorways, and grab the last carrot. The next level is a bit tricky, but kind of fun too, because you have all these pipes. There is a weird instant death icon that sometimes appears in levels. That is the carrot circle with the line through it. If you grab that, it's instant failure. So what you have to do is manipulate around the pipes to get around it, along with the enemies. There's Daffy on the very bottom, Wile E. Coyote on the top, and Yosemite Sam in the middle. Yosemite Sam and Wile E. Coyote cannot stop moving, while the Daffy, like before, can stop moving and change directions on you very easily. So just kind of keep moving through the pipes, get Daffy over to the left to grab the one in the corner, and I usually use like kind of the middle area to gauge whether or not I should go up or down to grab the last few carrots. It can sometimes be a bit tricky to run away from all those enemies, but it is an interesting level for sure. The next level starts with a pipe that we're going to immediately go up. Wile E. Coyote is going to drop on down into that area where we start, and this will allow us over to the right side to grab these few carrots. To finish up the level now, we're going to drop on down here, take out the Wile E. Coyote using the boxing glove, and then go through the pipe again, but this time to the left. Wait for Pink Sylvester to go through the pipes. He's just going to keep going through here, and we can just use that to then grab the few carrots that are in this area. Sometimes he won't work with you and try to get away, but eventually you can get him to go where you want, drop on down, and grab whatever you need to finish up the level. Level number 32. As the stage begins, we're going to immediately drop on down and grab this carrot. Thankfully, there's a boxing glove over to the right side. Do not go through the staircase yet. We're going to just stay on the bottom, grab this carrot by going through the doorway, and then keep going to the right. There is Yosemite Sam here. We're going to do our best to avoid him. Go down the stairs when he's away from you. You may need to get him to chase you down a little bit, go through the other doorways, but whatever it takes, get around him. Don't use the boxing glove. Then, once you've gotten to the top portion, go through here, push the safe. If they're lucky enough to have an enemy there, you can take them out, but more than likely you won't have them. So, once you're over here, get underneath these stairs. The Sylvesters cannot get to you. So, either take one of them out using the boxing glove and then go up, or just wait for both to be away from you, and then go up those stairs quickly to grab the final carrot. As we begin the next level in the top center of the screen, start by going through the doorways and work your way to the bottom. This will allow you to grab this carrot as well as a much useful boxing glove. From there, go to the left side and grab the carrot in the bottom left. This will get this green Sylvester to kind of go to that way and just get him out of our path. Then go to the right side where you're going to be pretty much doing the same. Wait for this gray Sylvester. You can either take him out with a bucket, use the boxing glove if you have to, but I recommend not using a weapon if you don't absolutely need to. Now, once we're heading over to the left, we're going to grab this carrot and then go through here. We can take out one of the enemies need be with the safe, or just use the boxing glove that we already picked up to take out the one pink Sylvester guarding that last carrot, and we can finish up this one. For the next stage, we'll immediately start heading down the staircase to grab the 2 carrots at the bottom portion of the level. As you saw at the beginning, you did have the one Sylvester start making its way upwards. The pink one will try to get in your way. Stand over to the far left and get Yosemite Sam to drop down. Once he's dropped down, he can't climb back up, so at least he's done for, and since we got all the carrots, we don't have to worry about him for the rest of the level. Once up here, wait for the gray Sylvester to pass, and instead take out the pink one. Like I said before, they're much harder to kind of get around. Then wait for the gray Sylvester to kind of get out of your way, either behind you to the left or above the staircase to the right. Then go through the doorways and grab the carrot that we just saw above us. Now repeat the same manipulation around the gray Sylvester and get to that final carrot. For the next level, it's a pretty simple path that we're going to need to take. Start off by immediately grabbing the carrots in the bottom section, and you'll notice that pink Sylvester going up. That's the only one that's really going to get in our way here. The green one you can take out using the weight on this platform, or just kind of bypass him once he's gone. If we're quick enough, we can get through the rest of this level without him being a nuisance. After grabbing the boxing glove and the carrot in the right, we're going to go to the far right and go through the pipe and up here to grab this carrot, with the last one being in that center platform. Take out the pink Sylvester using the boxing glove, watch out for any of the other ones that may be near you, and grab the final carrot to move on. Starting off the next level, you have doors on both the left and right side. We're going to start off by going to the left to grab the boxing glove and then climb up. Take out Daffy here. Around that time, the pink Sylvester will probably end up falling down near you. Climb up the left side of doors. This will lead you to another one of those boxing gloves. Just try to watch out for the green Sylvester that you're going through the doorways when he is, so you don't get hit. Then, after doing that, go down to the bottom and go up the right side. Now, you may have noticed, of course, we've skipped a few of the carrots on that left side. That, of course, was intentional. Now, since we cannot see what's below us, the safest way of doing this is slowly going down at least a little bit, doorway by doorway. Once we kind of have an idea of what's going on, where the Sylvesters are, we can either take one of them out if we need to with the boxing glove we have remaining, or just skip them and go grab those last couple of carrots. The next level is pretty easy. We're going to gather all the carrots on the left side as well as the boxing glove and use that to take out one of the two Sylvesters in the level. The other one, the gray one that we're going to leave alive, we just have to dodge quickly on the stairs. For the most part, I didn't run into any problems as far as glitching and stuff while playing through Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle, but one or two funny occurrences have happened. For example, items can get pushed in your death animation, as well as when Bugs dies, he actually does keep falling and is still active and can collect items. So, for example, in certain levels, if there is like a carrot below you, you may be able to fall off a platform, get taken out and defeated by an enemy, but Bugs' body will still hit that last carrot, and you'll actually complete the level. It's one of those instances in a game where dying and beating the level at the same time actually beats the level. Because I've played plenty of games where I've like defeated a boss at the same time they defeat me, and of course, the boss ends up getting the win and I end up having to redo the fight. For this level, we're going to start off by going to the right, watching out for the Yosemite Sam, just kind of outrun him so you can get past him. Once we've done this, the level is pretty easy from here on. We're going to go to the top portion. We already have the one boxing glove and we can use that if need be. We're going to use the staircase to get down to the one carrot and then lure the gray Sylvester off of the platform. Then go back through the doorway and go to the right and gather up these carrots. We're going to be chased down by that other gray Sylvester, but he won't be able to catch up with us, and even if he does, you have the boxing glove. At the beginning of the next level, start off by heading to the right. Get the screen to scroll a bit so you can make sure that Wile E. Coyote is pretty close to you. Just make sure you don't run into him. Then quickly go through the doorway and over to the right to grab that one carrot before Coyote gets back over there. Then go to the left and go back to the staircase right near where we started. We're now going to head up the center portion of the room. There is the invisible ink here, you can grab that, and if there is an enemy nearby, we can take him out, but a lot of times I find there's usually not anyone here. Then I'm going to go through the other stairs, grabbing a boxing glove in case I need it, but thankfully all the enemies are already pretty much past me, and I can just grab those last couple of carrots to finish up the stage. Starting off stage number 40, we're well over halfway through the game at this point. We're going to go to the right to see where the Daffy Duck is, then go down the staircase and go to the right side, gathering up a couple of carrots. Daffy's going to keep moving back and forth, and the gray Sylvester will make its way up to that top portion as well. Avoid the green Sylvester at the bottom and make your way all the way over to the far left. At this point, that Gray Sylvester, just kind of watch out for him. You can use the weight if you can hit him with it, but mostly just avoid him as much as possible to get the last carrots on the left side, then go all the way back over to the right to grab that last carrot. Now, you may be able, of course, sometimes to get around the Green Sylvester other ways and get that carrot earlier, but I just found it easier to kind of crisscross the room a couple of times to beat it without a problem. As soon as the next level begins, head to the right, grabbing the boxing glove, and then going through the pipe before Yosemite Sam runs into you. Then, you're going to go to the far left and go through this pipe. It's going to kind of spin around, and then you're going to go through the next pipe just to the right of it. Once again, kind of spinning all around, which will lead you to the carrot in the kind of the center right here. The next spot's a little bit tricky. If you have to use the glove, use it, but I recommend just trying to avoid Sam, go to the left, and then go through the pipe right next to it. As long as you have that extra step, you should be able to get up. Thankfully, using up and down on the D-pad, like I said before, can help you speed up a little bit by instantly going through doorways or pipes as soon as you hit it, as long as you're hitting that correct button. After going back through the pipe, we're going to drop the safe. If the Green Sylvester is there or another one, we can take him out, but we're just going to try to speed through and keep heading over to the right. Go through the pipe right near the no carrot sign. Hopefully that Gray Sylvester will not be there. Hopefully he's going back through the pipe. And then we're going to grab that carrot and get the Gray Sylvester to go away from us by standing right next to the no carrot sign. If you stand here, that Gray Sylvester will keep making its way over and fall off the platform, and then you can just go through the pipes and grab the last carrot. When I was practicing the game, honestly, the levels where you start in the middle of the stage were the ones hardest to plan, because there's no real direction. Which way do I go? Do I start with the left? Do I start with the right? And basically, I just kept playing the levels over and over again, doing both, until I figured out which side usually worked more often than not. So, if you're wondering how I decided with any of my strategies, I didn't really look at any videos or anything. I just kept playing the levels until I came up with what I did. This is a fun level though, because we're able to take out multiple enemies using the invisible ink. Anytime I'm able to do that, it feels very satisfying, especially in a game where taking out enemies is very difficult, with limited ways to take out enemies in each stage, and most stages not even allowing you to take out all the enemies. So anytime I can do that, yes, and that's one stage you're definitely able to do it. For the next level, you have a bunch of pipes, as you can see, both one going left and one going right in this room. We're going to start off by going to the left one, taking out the Green Sylvester using the boxing glove that we grabbed there. Just easier to do that than trying to wait for him to kind of go anywhere. Then we're going to go through the pipe right nearby, and got to go through a long way, and eventually grab the carrot that's in that lower left corner. At this point, the other Sylvesters in the stage have moved around quite a bit, and we're going to start heading back over to the right, first going through this pipe and grabbing this carrot. Then dropping off the right and going through the pipe to the right, making sure that the Gray Sylvester is out of our path. Now on the right side, we can grab the other boxing glove. If the Gray Sylvester for some reason comes back our way, we can take him out, but we're just going to get past and grab that last carrot in the corner. As we begin the next level, we're going to start off immediately heading over to the left side and grabbing the carrot in the upper left corner, going through the door, grabbing that carrot, and then waiting for the Gray Sylvester to get away. You may have to bait him a bit to just make him walk a little ways, but as long as he's up on that second platform, then you can drop down and then quickly go underneath and go all the way over to the very far right and grab the carrot on that side. The Wile E. Coyote in the middle is pretty easy to deal with. We're going to kind of bait this Gray Sylvester and just get him off of that top platform. And that way we have a clear path that we can now use to get up this doorway and grab the last couple of carrots. As we begin the next level, grab that one carrot and then start to the left, watching out for the no carrot signs so you don't accidentally die. Then grab the carrot on the left side, ignoring the ones on the top now. That Yosemite Sam just ends up being annoying, at least during the beginning part of the stage. However, once we've grabbed the one carrots on that side, we're going to head over to the very far right. Be very wary of the pink Sylvester, dodging him as much as possible before making it over to this side. Be careful of Sam when you drop down these stairs here, and then go back to the left and grab the last carrot. The next level, we're going to use a little strategy using the invisible ink to help us greatly. We're going to start off by grabbing the first couple of carrots and then wait a few moments by the invisible ink. Hopefully the gray Sylvester will make his way there, and not long after the green one will. Wait for the gray one to get near you, take him out, and then quickly go through the pipe to take out the green one, so that at least is 2 Sylvesters down. There's a bunch of enemies, as you can tell in this level. Then we're going to drop down the left side and go through that pipe, and up the other one and grab the boxing glove as well as the carrot, so the left side of the room is now done. From then on, we're going to push this crate all the way over to the right, taking out Daffy while doing so. We can go through this pipe, take out the gray Sylvester if you need to. He may not actually be in your way, depends on where he is at that point. Pick up the boxing glove and then grab the last couple of carrots. Just that little bit of waiting with the invisible ink and taking out those 2 Sylvesters makes this level a lot easier. As the next level begins, start to the right, you'll see the gray Sylvester starts moving as well. Once he goes up the staircase, we're going to go up through this pipe and grab all the carrots on this platform along with the boxing glove, then go to the top. The gray Sylvester hopefully has made his way back down, and we can grab that carrot. Go to the right, take out the pink Sylvester using the boxing glove. You can take out the green one if you absolutely have to, but usually you can just avoid him by going and passing him through the pipes. Grab the carrot on the bottom right, and then grab that bottom one in the middle. Pretty easy level. As the next level begins, start off by going to the bottom and grabbing the boxing glove and carrot, going through this pipe, grabbing the carrot to the right, and then backing up and going through the pipe right there. This takes you to the small chamber on the left side. You can easily go up and grab the next carrot. Go to the right while waiting for the gray Sylvester to be on the right as well and use the bucket. If he's not there, go back to the pipes and manipulate him so he gets to the right side and use the bucket. So we don't want to use the boxing glove at that point. Over to the right, you're going to have to take out some of these enemies and try to get around them as best as possible. That's why we kept the boxing glove to take out especially this pink Sylvester right here that always gets in my way. Taking him out with that glove allows us to get to that last carrot. Moving on to the next level, this one took me a bunch of practice just because it's very weirdly set up. I recommend grabbing the boxing glove and taking out Yosemite Sam right away. Then going over to the left side and wait for this green Sylvester to start making its way down the stairs. You gotta be quick, but you can sneak by him by just bypassing him and going right up the stairs. It can be difficult to do, but by doing this allows you to finish up the level easily. It does take a little bit since we have to go all the way through these different passageways and down the stairs, but by the time we've made it all the way over to the left side, the green Sylvester is heading to the right, and we just grab that last carrot. I did the level multiple times, taking out the green Sylvester with the boxing glove sometimes, and taking out Sam with the boxing glove other times. More often than not, though, Sam ended up being more of a problem than that green Sylvester, so learning that quick dodge on the stairs ended up being more beneficial than trying to dodge Sam in that level. As the next level begins, watching out for the green Sylvester on the left side, heading through the doorways and grabbing up those carrots. Manipulate the green Sylvester so that he goes over to the right, and that way you can grab that left carrot before heading to the bottom platform. Go to the right and watch out for Daffy. He's going to be coming your way eventually, but once you see him on screen, just go back and go through the doorway and head up to the top and grab that carrot. We only have a couple of carrots left, the 3 on that far right side. Now, to get to him, we have to get around this pink Sylvester in the middle. We're going to manipulate him over to the far left. Thankfully, the green Sylvesters get obsessed with these staircases as they're chasing us back and forth as we keep going back and forth ourselves, and because of that, we can just kind of get around him. Once the pink Sylvester's out of the way there, we're going to go through the stairs and grab that final carrot. There is the boxing glove, but I found going after it a lot of times just put me in more danger than needed, and I ended up using it on Daffy more often than the pink Sylvester. As the next stage begins, we're going to start off by gathering all of the left side items, getting the carrot at the bottom, and then heading up the stairs and grabbing the boxing glove and the carrot right below that. You can use the doorway to easily do that. Drop on down, and at this point, the green Sylvester on the bottom will probably be making its way towards you. Get past it by going through the doorway, don't use the boxing glove if you don't have to, and go over to the right side, getting around the Daffy, using the crate, if possible, to push into him. Hang out down here, either using the glove on the gray Sylvester as it comes towards you, or just wait for the green one to come over so you can bypass him going through the stairs. Doing this will allow us to easily get up to the top and grab that final carrot. Next up is another level similar to that one earlier in the game where we had all the doors or passageways, and this time around we have a couple of annoying enemies, including the pink Sylvester that I'm dealing with right here. Thankfully though, you do get that boxing glove to take him out, but since you're using the doorways, it's very easy to just keep missing him by passing him each time. Also, the pink Sylvesters aren't nearly as smart as the green ones, so a lot of times he's not going to be able to chase you anyway, especially once he gets to that top portion. Now, once we make it to the far right, it gets a little bit trickier. There's a green Sylvester as well as a Wile E. Coyote and a gray Sylvester. The thing is, though, there's 2 boxing gloves, so that's why we had to make sure that we didn't use the boxing gloves earlier on in the level, as we need to use them here to take out the Coyote as well as the gray Sylvester. Technically, you don't have to take them both out. I guess you could take out just one and then manipulate the other one over if need be, but having both boxing gloves just makes that final segment a breeze. The next level is a lot easier than I thought it would be. Start off by gathering the first couple of carrots. The one on the right now is the last one we're going to actually grab. Once enemies start falling down, we're going to start heading up. Use the staircases to manipulate the enemies. You can push the 10-ton weight over to the left here and take out the pink Sylvester if need be, but a lot of times I can just actually bypass them all and just keep heading up. Once I'm up here though, I've gotten everything I need, and now I can just grab the last couple of carrots on the right side of the screen and easily finish the level. Now this level, on the other hand, took a bit of practice, figuring out the exact path that was the best in order to beat this one. I'm going to drop down here, picking up the invisible ink and taking out the pink Sylvester, then go to the right side and grab the boxing glove as long as that green Sylvester is out of my way at this point. Go down this pipe and I'm going to wait for the gray Sylvester to get out of my way, quickly going up and then taking him out with the boxing glove if I have to. If not, you can hold on to it for the lower enemies, but usually you'll have to use it there. Go down here and you'll grab another boxing glove, so it's worth taking the trip down this pipe just to have that extra ammunition. Then go back up and through the pipe to the left, taking us all the way back up to the very top, and then we're going to go all the way down the far right pipe. On this platform, grab this carrot. You can also grab the invisible ink, quickly going down the pipe and run through the Daffy. Grab the carrot there, and you'll have only the one enemy left, hopefully, at this point, that green Sylvester. Now we're going to head back through the pipes and grab that final carrot. You could have grabbed it earlier and used the boxing glove there, but I wanted to just make sure that the invisible ink lasted long enough to ensure that I took out Daffy, because if for some reason Daffy was on the wrong side of the screen at the time, I may not have been able to walk long enough while invisible to take him out, and I would have ended up losing a life. So making sure that I have that ammunition to go on Daffy at the bottom is just that extra kind of like insurance policy. That's something that we unfortunately don't have in this level. Starting off on the right side, we're going to go through the pipe and grab that carrot. Then at this point, the Wile E. Coyote has been starting to make his way down, along with that evil pink Sylvester. We're going to go through the pipe just to get up one level, grabbing that carrot and the one just above it. Wait for the gray Sylvester. We're going to try to get around him, but it's going to be a bit of a pain. We're going to wait for him to go to the left side and then quickly go up the stairs, grabbing the boxing glove, and then go through the far right pipe. If you're fast, this way we don't have to worry about that pink Sylvester at this point. Push the safe over to the left, dropping it and taking out one of the 2 gray Sylvesters that have hopefully gathered on that left side. We're going to use the boxing glove that we picked up to take out the other one. That's why it's key not to use it on the pink Sylvester, and you're basically just playing a game of running around to get away from that one. Once he's stuck though on this left side, we can easily go back to the top, go through the final pipe here, and grab a couple of carrots that we hadn't gotten yet. Level number 56 is one of those levels I had to practice a few times before I finally got a decent path for figuring out how to go through this one and actually be able to survive. I'm going to start off by going to the right and grabbing the carrot while avoiding that gray Sylvester. The pink one and the gray one immediately are coming towards you. Once they've started heading up though, we can go to the bottom part of the screen and gather up all the items down here so we don't have to worry about coming back here later in the level. Once we're back up to this level though, we now have ammunition, as well as we're able to kind of get around these Sylvesters. We only have 2 shots, so only 2 of them are we going to be able to deal with. We're going to make sure that we have all the other carrots though first, so the final one that we need is that one in the top right corner. When you get the opportunity, head on up and take out any of the Sylvesters. If you need to back up and go back to the doorway, do it, of course. But your goal is to use the 2 pieces of ammo, take out 2 of them, and just kind of get past that last one to grab the final carrot. Now, this level, I cannot stand. This took me so many tries to finally figure out something, and I still don't have the best strategy. But what I kind of figured out was getting all the enemies, as many of them I can, to the bottom portion, and then just try to outrun them. Once I get up to the top, I'm waiting for that gray Sylvester to go up, and then I'm going to quickly go through the bottom here as long as the Daffy is not there, and then get back to the middle platform. Wait for now both Sylvesters to fall off the left platform and go down. Now, the 1 carrot I've left below is the final one we're going to grab, but once we're going through these doorways, and even if we're being chased, we're going to be able to bypass the Sylvester that's chasing us on the stairs by the time it gets to us. We only have the 1 piece of ammunition, and we need to use it on that pink Sylvester in that small corridor. I've had some success in manipulating going up, grabbing it, and then quickly going back to the door while the pink Sylvester was away, but that failed more often than not. So, not the most amazing strategy, but at least that one was complete. We only have a couple of levels left now. We're going to start off by dropping this safe on the gray Sylvester right below us and grab the carrot there as well. Head on through the passageways and then grab this carrot, but don't drop off. Instead, go right back through and drop down here so you can grab this carrot. This just stops any unnecessary backtracking that we may need to do. Now go back through here and drop down. If you wait for the gray Sylvester to be on the staircase, you'll know that you have enough time to drop down and safely get to the door before that gray Sylvester would fall on you. Once on the bottom platform, grab the invisible ink and take out the Daffy. Just make sure he's far enough to the left so you can do that. When you head back up, grab the boxing glove, and then you can use that on the pink Sylvester here to grab the final carrot. Level number 59, just 2 levels left to go, and boy, this is another one that took a bit. Grab the boxing glove on the right side, watching out for the Yosemite Sam. I'm going to go through this pipe and take out the gray Sylvester. The green ones hopefully will be able to get around using the pipes. Once I'm on this platform, I'm waiting for the green one to drop down, and I'm going to go through the little gap that's there, getting around both the green Sylvester and Yosemite Sam through the bottom pipe. The key in all this was getting the pink Sylvester over to the right, just trying to kill some time so that I can now get over to the left side without having to worry about him chasing me down immediately. This also allows me now to grab the boxing glove if I need to use it on whatever enemy is still in this stage. Because it's only the 1 boxing glove, we only get that 1 shot, and I recommend taking out the pink Sylvester with it and using it on Sam. Right here, I'm just kind of waiting to get Sam over to the left side. Standing on this platform will make Sam eventually move over far enough to the left, allowing me over to the right. At the same time, that green Sylvester is going to be obsessed with the pipe, just keeps going through it, in which case we can also go through here and use the boxing glove on the pink one to take him out and then go through the pipe to grab this carrot. Now, all we have left is the final carrot, so we're going to stand on this part of the platform to get Sam to walk to the right. Once he's over far enough, we're going to drop down and grab the last one. Thankfully, Sam is very easily manipulated. Final level time here, level number 60. Start off by going through the doorway and grab this carrot. This will also make the pink Sylvester start chasing you and go through the door, hopefully. Now we're going to head down and go through this doorway, and at the same time, we're going to have the green one chasing us. Go to the bottom part of this platform, grab up all the items, and quickly go to the door. Since the green Sylvester cannot go under staircases, he'll just keep going up, and you'll be safe to grab those items and start heading down. The final carrot we're going to grab are those ones in the middle, so we're going to first head down, take out Wile E. Coyote using the boxing glove, and then grab these carrots. Once the green Sylvester has made his way down as well, we're just going to grab these final 2 carrots by getting around Sam, and we can sit back and enjoy the ending to Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. So there you have it. Not a whole lot of an ending, but it's the same for the Roger Rabbit version for the Famicom Disc System. And since that is one of my all-time favorite movies, maybe down the road one day I'll play that version, or maybe one of the other Crazy Castle games as well. Let me know, of course, down in the comment section if you want to see me play any more of the Crazy Castle games and what you thought of this Play It Through. But that's going to wrap up this episode of Play It Through. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.